Hey guys, Bryson Taylor here. Welcome back to today's video. Today we are on episode number 9 of new bands and artists you should be listening to. I've got a really fun episode planned for today. I was thinking on the last episode number 8 that I made, I've done a pretty good job of mixing the genres in on this series. We've done some indie pop, some progressive metal, some funk, some soul, some rock, kind of, a little bit of everything. But there's one genre that I've kind of left off this list unintentionally, which is country. And I'm a big fan of country music. As a southerner from the great bourbon-producing state of Kentucky, we love our country music. So I figured it would be great to have a country artist on here for a change. So we're going to do that today on episode number 9. Now today's artist is one I'm very excited to talk about and an artist I like very much. Today we are going to be talking about the awesome Zach Top. Now for our qualifications list, Zach Top does meet our criteria. His first studio album was released just this past year. He has put some singles and EPs out dating all the way back to I think 2022, and he is under 1 million Instagram followers, so he does meet both of our check boxes for the list today. Now if you're wondering what I mean by criteria and qualifications, I highly encourage you to go watch episode number 1 of this series where I provide a much more detailed explanation of how a band or artist makes this list and what the purpose of this series is. But again, I reiterate, Zach Top is a country artist. Now if you're a big fan of country, not so much pop country, no hate on pop country, but if you like country, authentic 90s, 80s, 70s sounding country, I think you will like Zach Top. To me, Zach Top is a true recreation of authentic country and authentic country songwriting and what it used to sound like, which I think is why he's getting so popular. But I discovered Zach Top, another YouTube find. I was on YouTube scrolling. I see a video that pops up titled Zach Top, a song called I Never Lie. I was like, never heard it before, let's give it a listen. I've been listening to him ever since. He's a great artist, he has a really great voice, and I'm a big fan of a lot of his songs and the songwriting choices in his songs because they just remind me of the good old country music they used to make. So the first song that I would like to show you by Zach Top, if you've never heard of Zach Top, is the first song that I heard called I Never Lie. Let's take a listen.
It's been some time. You still look like an angel. I heard you're doing fine. Got promoted back in April, and you met someone. Your dad says he's okay. Well, I've never been better. Things are going my way. I sleep like a baby. I never show up late for work. Oh, and I don't drink whiskey. I don't know how it feels to hurt. Ooh, and I ain't been lonely since you said goodbye. Wish I could say I miss you. Oh, but I never lie. Well, I met somebody too. She's a model out in LA, and she's begging me to move. She says Malibu is really great. I ain't decided if I'm going or not, but at the end of the day, I sleep like a baby. I never show up late for work. Oh, and I don't drink whiskey. I don't know how it feels to hurt. Ooh, and I ain't been lonely since you said goodbye. Wish I could say I miss you. Oh, but I never lie. Oh, I said I'd never been better. Things are going my way. Hey, hey. I sleep like a baby. I never show up late for work. Oh, and I don't drink whiskey. I don't know how it feels to hurt. Ooh, and I ain't been lonely since you said goodbye. Wish I could say I miss you. Oh, but you know I never lie.
Okay, so super beautiful song, very, very cool. Obviously, that's the acoustic version. There is a studio version that is slightly more upbeat. You know, it's got all the instruments in it, but I just like hearing the acoustic version, just guitar and voice. I love the broken down stuff, especially just, you know, somebody singing in an acoustic guitar. I don't think there's anything better than that, in my opinion. But a lot of cool stuff in that song. I love the songwriting choices in the song. I love the lyrics to it. It's very sarcastic if you go back and listen to the lyrics of, you know, what he's singing about. And I think that's one of the big things missing from a lot of the country music and a lot of the pop country. Again, no hate to pop country, but just a lot of the really cool songwriting techniques and just the lyrics in general have just gone downhill in country music because it's dirt roads this, Chevy pickup truck that, old pair of boots and jeans this, and it's just repetitive, and it's just like they keep throwing that formula at you, and it's just, I don't know, it gets very old after a while, but it's refreshing to hear an authentic sounding country artist, which I really like. Now, obviously, I'm sure this probably reminds everybody of, you know, the 90s country and, you know, slightly early 2000s country that we all grew up on, you know, the good old stuff, but I love his voice. He's got a very tender voice, and he can hit those high notes. His voice, weirdly to say, it doesn't really sound like what you would expect, which I kind of like. His voice is a little different than, you know, a lot of the country artists that you hear on the radio today doing the pop country thing. But I would say probably one of my favorite things about Zach Top in general, and, you know, I've watched quite a few of his videos, is he can actually play his guitar pretty well. For the singer, and I don't really, I know it's not uncommon for obviously a frontman or, you know, the artist to know how to play an instrument, but he can play it very well. You know, he can do solos, he can do embellishments. A lot of the stuff that he was doing in that song, the embellishments, the chords, the chord shapes are actually somewhat difficult, especially to play while you're singing, you know, and it's just impressive to me versus the new school country artists that can't even tune their guitar, which is just, it's annoying, but I really like the fact that he is a good guitar player. Got a lot of talent, so a lot of cool stuff going on in there. But let's go to song number 2. Now, song number 2 is a little more upbeat. I didn't figure it would kill anybody to pick a little more of a upbeat, kind of happier, you know, funkier sounding country song. But this sounds like something you'd hear at the honky tonk that the cover band would be playing. But it's a really cool song. Some really fun stuff going on in here. But song number 2 is a song called Sounds Like the Radio. Let's take a listen.
Well, the day I was born, the doc couldn't believe I came out crying Chattahoochee. Didn't take too long after that for the hair on my head to grow long in the back. Now all the girls want me to pick 'em up when they hear me rolling by in my pickup truck. 'Cause it sounds like the radio back in 94, you know. Hook a speaker up to my soul. It sounds like the radio. Sounds like a damn good time. Soaking up some neon light. Well, it's a little bit of fiddle and a whole lot of country gold. Yeah, my whole life sounds the radio. All people call me a walking, talking jukebox. I keep the hits spinning non-stop. Something about a steel guitar moaning the blues makes me wanna go back a case or two. They say honky-tonk heroes go to heaven, you know. Maybe that's why everybody wants to go, 'cause it sounds like the radio. Back in 94, you know. Hook a speaker up to my soul. It sounds like the radio. Sounds like a damn good time. Soaking up some neon light. Well, it's a little bit of fiddle and a whole lot of country gold. Yeah, my whole life sounds like the radio. Well, when I die, lay me down in the ground next to an old beer joint with a party crowd where it sounds like the radio. Back in 94, you know. Hook a speaker up to my soul. It sounds like the radio. Sounds like a damn good time. Soaking up some neon light. Well, it's a little bit of fiddle and a whole lot of country gold. Yeah, my whole life sounds like the radio. I said my whole life sounds like the radio.
Okay, so super fun country tune. Again, I say it sounds like something you would hear at a honky tonk that the cover band would be playing. I'm sure there's cover bands playing that all up and down Broadway in Nashville. Super cool song. It's fun. It's upbeat. It's got some twang to it. The guitars in there sound great. It's so refreshing to hear a pedal steel in country music. I mean, that used to be a staple in just about every country song that every country artist was doing back in the day. But I think it's nice because it pays homage in a way to great country music, and it's nice to hear a pedal steel in new country. You know, somebody who's paving the way for country to come back again, the true, authentic country music that we all love. Now, I will say, personally, I think, in my opinion, Zach Top, if, you know, he was doing music back in the day, you know, 70s to the 90s, you know, back when all of the staple country artists like George Strait, Keith Whitley, you know, all those guys were doing music, he would have been just as big as any of them, in my personal opinion. But I think it's harder in today's world because country artists like him that do authentic sounding country music have to weed their way through, you know, the pop country and the labels and stuff like that. Because, I mean, there's still people like me, and there's a lot of people out there because he's really popular. You know, he's becoming extremely popular, you know, as the days go by, you know, as most artists do. But there's a lot of people out there that are still looking for that true country sound, that love this style of country music, and they don't get played on radio, I feel like, as much, you know, as like the pop country artists that you hear on radio all the time. You know, again, it's that formula they try to get you to listen to so they can sell you their next song that sounds exactly like the last song you just listened to, and it gets really old. But this kind of country is what I think needs to make a comeback, and I think we all need to support great country like this, because if we want to have great country music in the future, this is it. I mean, you gotta help them, you know, get where they're going and pave the way so that they can be in the spotlight, and the pop country stuff can, God willing, in my opinion, kind of level off a little bit. Because, again, I don't hate pop country by any means, but it needs to die down just a little bit. I get tired of hearing every song on the radio be the same four chords, the same formula, about the exact same thing the last song they just played was about. It gets very old. But Zach Top would have been I mean, a superstar. He would have been as big as like Garth Brooks and again George Strait and all those other country guys from back in the day. But a great song, really cool song. But that's song number 2. Sounds Like the Radio. Let's go to song number 3. Now, per usual, I have saved my favorite song for last. Song number 3 is a song called "There's the Sun." I think it's my favorite just because it reminds me the most of that, early country sound. With pedal steel, and there's a lot of really cool songwriting things in here that I like from a songwriting perspective, but let's go ahead and take a listen.
I might sound crazy now, but I'll say it anyhow, 'cause I want you hear my heart, baby. I'll never win no prize for pretty words and rhymes, but you'll feel what I'm feeling, baby. Thought I knew what beautiful was. There's the sun, there's the moon, there's $1,000,000 skyline views, and there's Rocky Mountain highs, oceans rolling wild and blue. There's the sun, there's the moon, then there's you. Baby, just think about, could you imagine life without all those things, all those beautiful things? Now you know what I'd feel like with no you in my life. Like the stars with no sky to hold 'em. That world ain't one I wanna live in, girl. There's the sun, there's the moon, there's $1,000,000 skyline views, and there's Rocky Mountain highs, oceans rolling wild and blue. There's the sun, there's the moon, then there's you. There's the sun, there's the moon, there's $1,000,000 skyline views, and there's Rocky Mountain highs, oceans rolling wild and blue. There's the sun, there's the moon, then there's you.
So super beautiful song. In my opinion, that is what country music is supposed to sound like. That's just such a pretty song, so well written. I love the chorus in that. I think the chorus in that really stands out. It's a great chorus. I love it almost sounds like a little chromatic walk down right before he goes, there's the sun, there's the moon, then there's you. Really, really cool chorus. I love the chorus in that. But again, there's fiddle, there's pedal steel in it. There's all the great aspects and instruments and qualities and songwriting techniques that just make a great country song, which is exactly why I think that one is my favorite. But such a great song. That's song number 3, There's the Sun. But that is all 3 songs for Zach Top today. I hope you guys are mega fans just like I am. He is a great country artist. I love his voice. I love his songwriting. I love all of his songs. songs. He's got a lot of good songs out right now on that studio album that he just put out here in 2024. If you guys have not listened to it, go listen to it. From one side to the other. Great songs, great songwriting techniques, a lot of cool stuff in a lot of his songs that really just, it brings me back to the good country that I remember. So go listen to Zach Top. Hopefully, again, you guys are fans now. Hopefully, maybe if this is the first time that you've heard of Zach Top, I'm happy to be the one to introduce you to him, but go support him and go listen to his music. He is a great artist, and we should all be supporting great country music like this. But guys, that will conclude this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for all the continued support. I hope you guys have a great day.
You still look like an angel. I heard you're doing fine.